Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. Thank you. That was good. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good.
Let us know if you need it.
Filmmaker Kazuo Hara. We share this with you. This is an incredibly special moment. Director Hara has flown all the way from Japan just to be here with us. And the films that we're sharing with you in this series are not only groundbreaking, but absolutely fearless. And what better way to start than one of the greatest documentaries ever made, The Emperor's Naked Army Marches On. To make this a day truly unforgettable, as you know, we have a special guest leading the conversation with Director Hara. The one and only Errol Morris is going to be here. Errol's been a long-time champion of his cinema, so we are just so glad to have the two of them on the stage. We're going to jump right into that Q&A as soon as the film ends. Coming, I do ask that you turn your cell phones off during the film. It is now my great privilege to welcome our special guest. We're going to be seeing him tomorrow night as well as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Documentary Now. Let's welcome Bill Hader.
How's it going? So how many people have seen this movie? Oh boy, you guys haven't seen it. So I heard about this film. So I'm a huge Errol Morris fan, and I was, reading about something quite like this. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to ruin it, because I went to it completely cold. But I will say that, everybody you mention this movie to who's seen it always has the same reaction, which is, wow, yeah. And it is one of the greatest documentaries ever made. And when I rewatched it recently, and the thing that kind of struck me was, Kazuo Hara, who's here and flew all the way to Japan to hear a guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma butcher his name. I'm sorry, but he is this phenomenal camera operator, and even though this is a documentary, pay attention. What caught me, I guess, is the framing and where he chooses to put the camera, who he includes in the frame, and the context all those people give the main character of this story. I talked recently to Daniel Clowes, the great illustrator, and I said I was doing this, and he said, "Oh man, that guy in that movie, he weaponizes polite Japanese culture," and that's kind of true. So, and I don't know. Like, I came out here to do this introduction, and I immediately was like, I don't want to ruin too much. So, just, I don't know. Just know this is, yeah, it doesn't get any better than this.
How has this film changed for you over the years?
映画を完成して彼は映画の中で罪を犯して刑務所に入ります。で12年間刑務所の中にいました。で刑期を終えて出てきてでシャバで大体10年ぐらい生きてるのかな。そして亡くなってで亡くなって10年ぐらい経つわけです。でしばらく彼が生きてる間はもう彼のことを考えるとですね、こう動悸がするんですよ、私。で、彼が亡くなって10年経ってるから、やっと平成に彼のことを、そしてこの映画のことについて考えることができるようになったんです。
So at the end of this film, as we all saw, he is in prison for 12 years. And after that, he's out for another 10 years until his death. And at the time when he was still alive, I had a lot of just empathy for him and a connection to him. But now that it's been 10 years since his death, and then watching this, that I have a bit more, a different perspective, more of acceptance of everything that happened versus that much more empathy.
映画ってつまりドキュメンタリーとフィクションというふうに分かれてますけれども、その境目をいかにして超えるべきかという議論が日本では、90年頃ですね、盛んになったんですよね。で、冷静にこの映画のことについて考えるようになってから、私もこの映画はフィクションなのかノンフィクションだったのかって考えるようになってで10年間ずっと今もそのことについて考えています。
Now, especially in the 90s in Japan, it was really popular to have discussion of documentary versus fiction. Where is that line between documentary and fiction? And now watching this, I'm much more level-headed, reflecting on it. And so for the last 10 years, I've been asking myself, which part is fiction, which part is nonfiction? Where is that line?
もう一つ言えば、奥崎さんがもし今も生きてればこんな風に映画を鑑賞しているという静かに冷静な気持ちで鑑賞しているってことはできなかったんだ。だから不思議な気持ちです。
And also, it's really interesting to imagine if Okazaki-san was still alive. I bet he would not have just listened to everything with a level head at all, knowing him. So that's something I reflected on in the last 10 years since his death.
もし生きてればきっとここにも来て皆さんに直接話しかけたいっていうように決まってます。
And I absolutely know that if he was still alive, he would have definitely been here right in front of you all and telling his story.
When I first saw it, I kept thinking this is an interviewer's dream. If only I could stop asking questions after a certain point and just get up and throttle my interview subject. The idea was incredibly appealing. Of course, I'll never do it because I'm a scaredy cat. But it was a fantasy.
私も実は臆病なんですよ。
I'm actually also a scaredy cat too.
だから映画の中で初めて奥崎さんが相手の兵士に対して殴りかかるとこあるじゃないですか。あれをですね、映画を見た人がなんで私が止めなかったのかっていう質問を受けるんですよ。
So there's that moment when Okazaki-san, physically attacks one of the former soldiers, and
Indeed.
and so people have often asked me after watching the film, why didn't you intervene?
Oh,
だからあの時は冷静な気持ちでカメラを回していたわけじゃなくて、目の前で暴力を振るうというシーンを初めて目撃してるわけですよ。そしてそれを撮影してる。だからどうしていいかわからないんですよね。ただ私は自分でカメラを回しているので、これはこの場面は記録としてとにかくカメラを回しておかなければいけないんだというだけで必死にカメラを回してたんです。
So most people might think I was calmly behind the camera filming, but that was actually the first time I'd seen that kind of violence in my life right in front of me. And I didn't know what to do. All I didn't know as a cinematographer that I had to be a witness to that moment.
the correct thing to do. You're not a referee. You're trying to tell a story.
そしてね、もう一つ実はこの映画の中で描けなかったことがあるんですが、映画が始まって間もなく、映画3分の1ぐらいの頃に奥崎さんは次の自分のターゲットは、つまり天皇制という大きなターゲットを相手に要するに喧嘩を売るという生き方を選んでいる人ですからね。そのターゲット、天皇制に対して天皇制を壊すという目標を立ててたわけです。で、その人肉事件の責任者である元隊長さんに対して、つまり次のターゲットとして、彼は自分の中で決めるわけです。その隊長さんに対して自分は殺す決意をしたと。で、殺す場面をですね、原さんにぜひ撮影してほしいって彼に迫られたんです。で、それはその時だけカメラを持ってなかったので、その彼が私に対して殺しの場面を撮ってくれという映像はだからないわけです。
So, and to add, there's actually something I wasn't able to capture in the documentary. When we were about a third finished, Okazaki-san, and as a reminder, he really wanted to, really uproot the emperor and that whole, I guess, the leadership of the time. And he still had his eyes set on really destroying it. And as we saw, there were the upper rank soldiers who were behind like the cannibalism and everything. And so Okazaki-san did actually say, "I'm going to kill him." And he asked me, "Will will you film it? And I didn't have a camera at that time, in that moment, so I was not able to. So that was one thing that was not shot in the documentary.